What if the one mistake you made yesterday is the only reason you're not winning today? And what if letting it go is the only thing standing between you and your breakthrough? It was 5:30 a.m. in a quiet suburb of Columbus, Ohio. The sky was still dark and the streets were empty. Inside a small rented apartment, Daniel Carter sat on the edge of his bed, staring at his phone. Another rejection email. Another, "We've decided to move forward with other candidates." He closed his eyes and whispered, "Why do I even try?" 2 years ago, Daniel had everything. A stable job in a tech company, a fiancé, and big dreams. Then came the layoffs. Then the breakup. Then the failed startup that took all his savings. One by one, life hit him. And now every morning felt heavier than the last. Daniel wasn't lazy, he wasn't weak, but he was carrying yesterday's failure like a backpack filled with stones. Every rejection reminded him of his past mistakes. Every small problem felt like proof that he was not good enough. That morning, instead of scrolling through social media, he decided to go for a walk. The cold air hit his face as he stepped outside. A few blocks away, he noticed an old man sweeping the front of a small grocery store. The sign read, "Miller's Market, since 1984. Daniel had passed that store hundreds of times, but never really noticed it. As he walked by, the old man looked up and smiled. "Morning, son. Tough day already?" Daniel forced a small smile. "You could say that." The old man leaned on his broom. "Sit for a minute." Daniel hesitated, then sat on the small bench near the door. The man introduced himself as Mr. Miller. His hands were rough, his back slightly bent, but his eyes were sharp and calm. "You look like someone who's fighting a battle inside," Mr. Miller said. Daniel laughed softly. "Feels like I've been losing that battle for a while." Mr. Miller nodded. "Let me tell you something. This store, it burned down in 1992. Everything gone. No insurance, no help. I stood in the ashes thinking, this is it. I'm finished." Daniel looked at him surprised. "I cried," Mr. Miller continued. "I blamed myself. I replayed every decision. But then my wife said something that changed my life. You can visit the past, but you can't live there." He paused, letting the words sink in. "So the next morning," he said, "I grabbed a broom, not because the store was back, but because I decided not to let yesterday decide my tomorrow." Daniel felt a strange tightness in his chest. Mr. Miller smiled. "Son, failure is a lesson, not a life sentence." Those words followed Daniel all day. Later, he went to a local cafe to use their Wi-Fi and apply for more jobs. Usually, he rushed, afraid of rejection. This time, he slowed down. He rewrote his resume. He customized each application, not with desperation, but with belief. Hours passed. For the first time in months, he didn't feel like a broken man trying to survive. He felt like a builder trying to create. Days turned into weeks. Some rejections still came, but Daniel stopped taking them personally. He told himself, this is feedback, not a verdict. One afternoon, he received a call from a small startup in Chicago. They liked his persistence. They liked his story. They wanted him for a trial project. When Daniel hung up the phone, his hands were shaking, not from fear, from hope. That night, he wrote in his notebook, "I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become." The trial project was hard. Long nights, tight deadlines, moments where he almost quit. But every time doubt showed up, he remembered Mr. Miller's words, "Don't live in the ashes." 3 months later, Daniel signed a full-time contract. But here's the truth. The real victory wasn't the job. The real victory was that he stopped carrying yesterday's failure into today. He called Mr. Miller and told him the good news. The old man laughed. I knew you would. Not because life gets easy, but because you finally stopped making it heavy. Daniel started volunteering at a youth center, sharing his story with teenagers who felt lost. He told them, "You can fail, you can fall, but you dare build a home in that moment." One boy asked, "What if I mess up again?" Daniel smiled. "Then you learn again." Because that's the secret no one tells you. Winners are not people who never fail. Winners are people who refuse to carry failure forward. If you are watching this right now and you feel behind, if you feel ashamed of a mistake, if you think you wasted time, listen carefully. Yesterday is done. It can't be edited, but today is empty and it's waiting for you. Stop replaying what hurt you. Stop explaining why you can't. Stop punishing yourself for being human. Every morning is a reset button. Every breath is a second chance. You are not late. You are not broken. You are not finished. You are just getting started. And the moment you drop yesterday's failure is the moment your real life begins.